Hey guys, welcome back. Today I just want to do a quick video on kind of how we set up the trailer and how we get ready to go. I know a lot of people that buy these, especially these small campers like this, are new to pulling a trailer. They've never pulled a trailer before, so I just kind of wanted to go through how we set this up, what you need to do, kind of checklists on things before you hook up to your vehicle and get going. So the first thing I kind of want to go over is obviously what you're going to need is a vehicle that can tow a camper like this. Now this camper is under 2,000 pounds. If you do start adding stuff like batteries and water and things like that, it's going to add up pretty quickly, a lot faster than what you would think. So you want to make sure that your tow vehicle is a higher rated capacity than the camper itself. We tow our camper with a Nissan Frontier V6. It's rated over, like way over the weight of the camper, so we're good there. You also obviously need to make sure that you have a tow package on your vehicle. A lot of vehicles don't come with a tow package built in, so if you're thinking of towing with like a Subaru or something like that, you'd have to get a tow package installed. Sometimes could cost quite a bit of money. A lot of those you can actually install yourself. One other thing I recommend is getting trailer brakes installed on a trailer, no matter how heavy it is, especially when you're in the mountains like us, going up and down the passes and things like that. Having trailer brakes is just a really nice thing to have, just for peace of mind. A lot of cars that you tow these small campers with, they don't have pre-wiring for a trailer brake controller up front, so that's something that you'll have to get done. Our truck actually came pre-wired for a trailer brake controller, so it was super easy. You just have to get an adapter and plug it right into the trailer brake controller. But some of them you might have to get installed by somebody, or if you're really good at wiring, you could probably do it yourself. So one of the first things we do when we get ready to go camping, so we actually leave our camper plugged in, so it charges the batteries that are inside this box here. So there's a smart charger that's built into our camper. Yours may not have one, but we leave ours plugged in so it keeps the batteries maintained. So you want to unplug this before you get going, and just make sure that you probably don't want to run over your plug, so we'll get that unplugged. There is a little rubber grommet here that you can put in and keep it nice and sealed up. If there is water on the trail that you're going down or the road or whatever, that water doesn't get up in there. So make sure all the ports and everything are closed up. Another thing when you're getting ready to go, check all your doors and make sure they're all locked. Now this camper has deadbolts as well as door latch locks, so we make sure that everything is nice and tight and closed. So that's all the doors around the camper. One thing you also want to check is your tire pressure. We've done that recently, so we're good there, but you want to make sure that the tire pressure on your trailer as well as your tow vehicle is up to spec, which is printed on the side of the sidewall. A lot of these campers, especially these smaller ones, have easy lube axles. So we have a Timbren axle-less suspension on this guy, and they have easy lube hubs on them, so you can take the cap off and re-lube these hubs, so you don't risk wearing out the bearings that are in there. We do ours probably once a year, so I wouldn't worry too much for us on this camping trip, but sometimes you might want to, every few thousand miles, just check on this and make sure that the hubs are lubed up. So when we're getting ready to take off, we do have a couple of locks on our hitch so that nobody can just, drive wave with our camper. So we have to undo those. So these campers come with a 2-inch receiver, so you got to make sure you have a 2-inch ball. I have mine flipped upside down because the camper has such high clearance. You don't want the front of the hitch down. You want it pretty level with the tow vehicle so it's safe to pull down the road. So we have ours flipped up. This is I think a 1-inch riser, and then the ball on top of that. So once we get this up, I'll show you how to connect all of the chains and the wiring and everything else. So when you go to take off this hitch lock, this is something we have. Obviously, if you're buying something new, you're not going to have one of these unless you buy it ahead of time. There is this little ball lock here. So you actually have to pull this up and backwards to get this undone so it'll come off. I like to stick the lock back in there, leave it unlocked, and that keeps the whole thing unlocked when you go to attach it to the ball. This trailer comes with a jack here, and it's a manual jack, so all we need to do is rotate this clockwise, and that'll raise this up so then we can connect it to the ball. So obviously this needs to be higher than the ball. So that's up as far as it'll go. So now we can back up the truck to here. Now, if you're doing this by yourself, it's a lot easier with a backup camera. If you have somebody to help you, they can line you up here, but I have a backup camera, so this should be pretty easy. All right, so we got this lined up pretty well. It is off a little bit, but this trailer's so light, we can move it around to get it nice and connected. So we just lower the receiver down onto the truck, and you can see now it's sitting on top of there, but we can actually pull this sideways and then it'll drop right on there. So we'll just drop the foot all the way, and you'll see that having this in here makes it a lot easier, so you don't have to fiddle with this when you're dropping the trailer onto your ball. So now we're completely off the ground, but we want to raise this all the way up so it's easier to flip up, and then we can take this out, and then you'll see it click down there, and now we are attached to the truck, and we can put that back in and lock her up, and now we are permanently attached to the ball. So now we need to flip up the jack. So this one's pretty easy. You just pull this pin, allows it to freely rotate, and then there's another hole on the side there. What I like to do with this pin is actually wrap it around the handle so it doesn't flop around when we're driving. So we stick the pin back in, nice and secure, and you can see that the chain actually holds the handle so it's not flopping around. The next thing we need to do is attach the safety chains to the vehicle. You'll see underneath where your hitch is, there's a couple of spots, one on the left side, one on the right side, where you attach your safety chains. You definitely don't want these dragging on the ground, so if these are pretty long and they're touching the ground, you can just rotate the chain a few times. And these chains are nice because they have these little clips to retain them on the truck, and then we just stick them on there, and then we just do the same thing on the other side. So I just need to rotate this a few times so it's not dragging on the ground, and you'll see that tightens it up a little bit, and then we can just attach that there, and then they're nice and secure. So the next thing, since we have trailer brakes, there is a safety mechanism. So what we do with this is we attach it to the same spot the chains go to. So if the trailer comes disconnected from the vehicle, it'll actually engage the brakes on the trailer and keep it from going crazy down the road. So what we do with this is we take the cable, run it through there, and then we've got a carabiner that sticks on there. And then we just attach it to somewhere on the trailer. So I just like to go in this little adjustable hitch part and attach it there. And then the last thing we need to do is attach our cable. So we actually have a 7-pin connector because we have trailer brakes. If you don't have trailer brakes, you'll end up with a 4-pin connector. So I actually have a 7-pin connector on my truck. If you only have a 4-pin on your trailer and a 7-pin on your vehicle, you'll have to get an adapter. But other than that, this goes in only one way, and you'll see the bump out right here. So we plug that in, make sure you push it in all the way, and then there's actually a piece of plastic on the bottom of the cover that will hold this in so it won't come out. And I have it kind of looped up a little bit here. It is pretty long, so it doesn't end up dragging on the ground. So that should be everything there. You just want to verify that you don't have any cables or anything kind of coming off of your camper, and that you don't have any wheel chocks or anything. So I like to do a nice little walk around to the trailer just to make sure that everything is connected properly and that we don't have anything hanging down. One other thing on this camper as well that we have are these leveler jacks, and you need to make sure those are up when you drive away. I'm actually kind of guilty of this. We left these down when we were leaving a campsite, and somebody ran after us because I was dragging these down the road, so make sure these are up as well. The next thing you need to do after you get everything connected is check your brakes. Since we have trailer brakes on this, we can check the brakes with the brake controller. If it's reading the brakes, it'll have a little display on the brake controller. You want to check your left and right blinkers as well as your brake lights to make sure they're working on the camper. After all these checklists have been finished, you can go ahead and head on camping. These little trailers are pretty easy to pull. I don't really have a whole lot of advice on pulling these other than if you're going down a steep grade, use the gears on your vehicle to slow you down before you use your brakes, because you don't want to burn your brakes out on your vehicle.